eventually be able to get it, but I've been dicking around with it now for about 10 minutes. It's just no, it's the cord, and it's at the end that plugs into the oh, yeah, yeah, into the mixer. I mean, it just and I didn't know if you're going to play KTGS spots or okay. Yeah, it's on, and yeah, I got spots running, but we can't hear them, and Mangum's taking the field. So, I mean, are you getting everything on that end? I'm showing that everything's working here. Thank you, sir. All right, I'll mess with it as much as I can, but all right, tell me when I'm ready. Wow. What you need? Well, hi again, everyone. Welcome to baseball on Classic Hits 97.7 and on 1420 KTJS as we get ready for the Hobart Bearcats and the Mangum Tigers. These two teams were supposed to have played Saturday afternoon in the Battle of the Big Bats over there at Hobart, but well, the weather decided otherwise, and so there was no baseball played on Saturday. The good thing is the schedule maker had this one ready to go on the following Tuesday, and so these two clubs about ready to square off here. As we mentioned on Classic Hits 97.7 on Facebook Live, 1420 KTJS, and on OKSports.tv. And Cole Allison will send Clay Funkhauser, Trey Jones, and Luke Hollister to the plate here in inning number one. The middle third of the lineup, Alec Meinert, Kane Duff, and Cole Moore. And then the bottom third, Tanner Emerson, Drew Duff, and Caden Shoffley. So it'll be Funkhauser, Jones, and Hollister, Meinert, Duff, and Moore, Emerson, Duff, and Shoffley in the batting order for the Bearcats of Hobart. Meantime, it'll be Colton Laughlin on the mound for the Mangum Tigers. His battery mate, Sean Booth, here this afternoon. Brooks Cross is over at first base. The second baseman is Luke Rogers. At third base, you'll find Henry Lopez, the shortstop, Jet McAlexander. And in the outfield from left to right for Mangum here this afternoon, it is Jalen Warner, Brett Perry, and out in right field, Luke Rogers. As this should be a good one. A couple of top 15 teams in Class 2A play. Mangum 20-6. And coming in at what? At, golly, 16-2. Is that right? Yeah, 16-2. This bunch from Hobart. So we're just about ready to get this thing underway. And for the first time this season, doing a bowl game from Mangum with the weather cooperating. Wind blowing hard towards the left field corner, so we'll see some balls flying all over the place this afternoon. The first pitch to Funkhauser upstairs for a ball. The count 1-0 on Clay Funkhauser as we are underway here on a gorgeous spring afternoon. Wind, though, will continue to pick up. Cold strike, fastball right over the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1 now on Funkhauser. You get the idea that Clay may be waiting around to see a strike before he decided to swing the bat. 1-1 offering on the way here. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there in on the hands of Funkhauser. And the count 1-2 on Clay. Both pitchers, or both staffs, going with their hosses in this one. Laughlin for Mangum and Luke Hollister on the bump for Hobart. Ball upstairs. The count level now on Funkhauser at 2-2. Just underway here on Classic Hits 97.7 and also on 1420 KTJS. 2-2 pitch, high and outside for a ball, and the count full now, 3-2. So you got to feel that Funkhauser probably going to be setting on something right here. Yes, I don't think Laughlin wants to walk the leadoff runner, and he doesn't. There's a fly ball into left field, down the line, and unable to field it. Warner, it's over his head and up against the fence for a stand-up double for Funkhauser. And we talked about the wind a minute ago. I think you see the effects of it right there. Warner thought he had a bead on the baseball and kept drifting back, and eventually kind of ran out of real estate, put up the glove, but it was too late by then. As the ball over his head, Funkhauser leads it off with a double. So again, if you get something from center field back towards that left field corner, the wind will play havoc with it. Now showing bunt, and in fact, fouling it back to the fence is Trey Jones, the right fielder, and the count on Jones is 0-1. So Trey trying to get that base runner over to third base with less than one out here and give him an opportunity, or actually nobody out, but you'll have him at third with less than 2 outs, try to get him home on a fly ball. Another bunt attempt, and going right through it is Jones, and Trey now down to the count 0-2. We saw these two teams, as we mentioned on Friday, over at the Big Bat tournament. Mangum winning on a walk-off home run from Brett Perry. Pitch downstairs, waste pitch there by Laughlin, down in the dirt, 1-2. Good job of keeping the ball out in front by Sean Booth. And then Hobart, late into the night on Friday, knocked off Navajo. A little bloop behind second base, going out and making the play for out number 1 will be Skyler Scott. So one gone here in inning number 1. Good job by Scott to kind of battle that wind. It was cued off the end of the bat, and kind of had an idea maybe it was hit harder than it actually was. And a good job by Scott just to keep focus and make the play for the first out of the ball game. So that'll bring Luke Hollister to the plate, and Hollister a great opportunity to help himself. As we mentioned, he will be on the bump for Colt Allison in the bottom half of this inning. Left-handed batter, runner at second base. That's Funkhauser. One gone. Inside out swing and trying to play it side saddle at third base as Lopez gets underneath his glove. That'll be E5. It'll put runners at first and third. Ball not hit that hard by Hollister, and they will tell you that you play the baseball, you don't let the baseball play you, and that time letting the baseball play him was Lopez, and Henry couldn't come up with a baseball. So runners at second and third, or first and third, just one gone, and that'll bring Alec Meinert to the plate. Meinert struggled a bit in that ball game on Friday night against Navajo. You could tell he was frustrated, really wanting to come uncorked. Now got a chance here. Laughlin with the bluff move to third, and then a look back over at first, and nobody doing anything. Just underway, runners at first and third, one gone, and Meinert takes inside and high for a ball. 1-0 on Alec. Of course, if you're Colton Laughlin, you'd give anything for the pitcher's best friend, the 6-4-3 double play. Pitch a little bit outside here for a ball, and the count 2-0 now on Meinert. These teams, no doubt, vying for district honors. They want to host districts. Both teams did last year, but then they got dispatched to Apache to play in the regional, and I know both coaching staffs would love to host that regional. There goes the runner. Ball pops out of the glove of Booth, and they're going to send the runner from third. Funkhauser slides in safely, and it's a 1-0 ball game. So a pass ball as Hollister goes to second base on the play, and scoring from third is Funkhauser, and it's a 1-0 ball game. So some mental errors early on by Mangum. It's cost them a run here, and they're far from being out of the inning. By the way, the pitch to Meinert was called a ball. Alec ahead in the count 3-0. You've got to believe that Allison going to give him the take sign here. 3-0 offering on the way. Alec looks inside for a ball 4. And there's runners at first and second. Rather inauspicious start. Not necessarily for the pitcher, Colton Laughlin, but his defense behind him kind of betrayed him here a little bit in his first inning of play. That'll bring to the plate Kane Duff, the shortstop. Going to get a courtesy runner as well. As we mentioned, Hollister is the pitcher. That'll be Wyatt Schulburn will come in and be the courtesy runner. He is out at second base. At first base, you'll find Alec Minor on board with a base on balls. Still just one out. Here's Kane Duff at the plate for Hobart. Yeah, but think this is going to be a game. You'll see some runs scored because of the wind. Fastball cold for a strike. Pretty good pitch there. And it's 0-1. It's one of those that Duff may be able to handle, but he's going to have quick hands, as that was in on his hands big time. 0-1 pitch on the way here. Curveball. It is a dandy. In the count now 0-2 on Duff. And again, we always talk about how is the wind blowing and what does it affect the pitcher, and it's coming across the mound, and so that made that ball dance a little extra. 0-2 pitch on the way here to Duff. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there for Colton Laughlin. That'll be out number 2 in the inning. And by all intents and purposes, the inning ought to be over. But instead, it stays alive now for Cole Moore, the third baseman here this afternoon. For the Bearcats, runners at first and second, 2 gone. Colton Laughlin trying to minimize the damage here. First pitch swinging, Moore out of play on the right side. The count on Cole is 0-1. A fly ball double down the left field line to begin the ball game for the Bearcats, and Clay Funkhauser. Trey Jones popped to second. Ground ball that should have been fielded at third. Hollister on board with an error, and then a pass ball, and a run scores. And now the count 0-2 on Moore. Kane Duff striking out. Alec Minor had walked to go to first base. He's there. Shoffley out at second, the courtesy runner. The count 0-2 now on Moore. 0-2 pitch on the way. Strike 3, and the inning will come to an end. How about that? Can I help you, Mr. Moore? No, thanks. Just looking. So the called strike is the third out of the inning, and the inning will come to a close for the Bearcats offensively. They come up with 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and a couple of runners left on board. And at the end of half inning, it's Hobart 1. Mangum coming to bat. We'll keep it right here as we will set the lineups for you offensively and defensively for the 2 combatants here on this windswept, it's a Tuesday afternoon, right? Thank you. The Moody Blues singing about it somewhere. We need to get that song into the music rotation. Michael in the morning on Classic Hits 97.7. How about them apples, Bob? So 1 run given up in that inning. Pretty good piece of pitching there by Laughlin to get out of the frame with only 1 being surrendered. And again, you really can't hold him accountable. He did a pretty good job of the bump and didn't get any help with his defense. All right, here is the defense for Hobart now. As we mentioned, Luke Hollister on the mound. His battery mate is Alec Minor. You'll find Caden Shoffley over at first base. The second baseman, J.J. Ellis. Cole Moore is at third. Kane Duff, the shortstop. And the outfield from left to right, Tanner Emerson, Clay Funkhauser, and a Trey Jones. Meantime, offensively, Mangum will go with Brett Perry to lead it off. And again, we talked about this on Friday. We like Perry getting those extra at-bats. Henry Lopez will bat second in the lineup. Sean Booth will hit third. He will be followed by Jet McAlexander. Batting fifth this afternoon for Mike Wynn's team is Jalen Warner. Colton Laughlin will bat sixth. Brooks Cross, Luke Rogers, and Skyler Scott, the bottom third of the lineup for Mangum. And again, they come in with a record of 20-6. We were talking about the postseason positioning, and certainly that has got to be on the minds of both coaches as we get late into the season. And before long, they will announce the district assignments and also look at regionals, and talked about it. But last year, both these clubs had to go over to Apache and eventually played one another in the championship game that Hobart won to advance to the state tournament. If Mangum had won that ball game, we would have had an if game, but nonetheless, neither club wanting to travel this year. They would love to stay at home, or if you do have to travel, not nearly as far as Apache. So here's Perry, the left-handed batter. When last we saw Brett, he was hitting a home run over the right field wall in Hobart on Friday night. Looks at the ball inside here, and it's 1-0 on Perry. Lefty versus lefty to begin the ball game. Chad said turn out the microphone. We did, hoping it was enough. Pitch downstairs for a ball, and the count now 2-0 on Perry. Two-0 pitch to Perry. Called strike, and the count 2-1. Natasha Cherie Lopez checking us out, as is Dean Minnick and Haley Gale Panetta. 2-1 offering on the way here to Perry. Brett foul down the first base side. A little bit out in front. That'll level the count at 2-2. Mangum playing yesterday and getting a run rule victory over Cordell, winning by a final score of 11-0. OSSA rankings out this morning with Michael in the morning on Classic Hits. 97.7 and Mangum number 6. Hobart, I believe, came in at number 10, did they not? 16-2. Mangum 20-6 and ranked number 6. 2-2 pitch on the way now. Perry from Hollister. Ground ball towards second. Ellis bobbles momentarily. Still bobbling. Can't find the handle. Then throws wild. And safe will be Brett Perry. Ball getting away from Minard behind home plate as it bounced off the fence. And Brett will hustle into second base. He is in scoring position with nobody gone here in inning number 1. So J.J. Ellis, one of those things, ball out in front of him, and he kept searching for it, couldn't find it, dropped it a couple of times, still had time to get Perry, and then hurried the throw, threw wildly to first base, and Brett was safe. Ball gets away, and Perry now at second base with nobody out. Henry Lopez, a chance to help out his ball club here. Henry struggling in that first inning as he let a ball get underneath his glove. It led to the first run of the contest. He would love to atone right here. First pitch to Lopez, showed bunt, pulled the bat back, and it's a ball. 1-0 on Henry. Going to have you folks alongside on OKSports.tv and also on our Facebook Live pages, KTJS and Classic Hits 97.7. 1-0 to Lopez, again shortens to bunt, again takes the ball low, and the count now 2-0 on Henry. Haven't heard back from Chad, so apparently we're loud enough now. Again, never a problem for me. 2-0 to Lopez. Henry takes downstairs for ball 3. 3-0 now on Henry. Breezy afternoon. It's just going to get much worse before all is said and done. In fact, they've put a red flag alert in effect for tomorrow. 91 for a high. Wind gust up to 45 miles an hour. 3-0 pitch to Lopez. Henry takes for a strike, and the count 3-1 on Lopez. Tuesday's high 61, and that wind from the southwest tomorrow will be howling out of the northwest on Thursday at 20 to 25, gust up to 35. 3-1 offering. Lopez tries to bunt. Bunts it foul, and the count full on Henry at 3-2. By the way, 34 for a low on Thursday night, 61 on Friday. That's the good news. Saturday's high only 45 with a 60% chance of rain. 3-2 pitch on the way here. Henry pops it up, and is behind home plate and drifting out of play, giving chase is Minor. Not going to get there. One of the patrons, I don't know that she ever located the ball. Just kind of ducked, hoping it wasn't going to hit her. It didn't. We're glad. Had a lawn chair with you. Put the thing over your head. Protect yourself. So a payoff pitch again on the way here from the left-handed throwing Luke Hollister. Out at second base, Brett Perry. Pitch downstairs for a ball. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here in inning number 1. Now both teams trying to settle down a little bit. You can tell there's certainly some nerves involved here. They know the magnitude of the ball game, the closeness, the rivalry, and all those good things that go along with it. So So Hollister now going to bear down and work on Booth. You would not think that Sean would be bunting. He's not. He rips one into the gap and left center field. Scoring easily from second base is Perry. Rounding third, they're going to send Lopez. Here comes the throw, and it's cut off, and Henry will score standing up with a couple of RBI for Sean Booth, and Mangum on top by a score of 2-1. Well, Sean didn't waste any time jumping on the first pitch that he saw and whacked it into the gap in left center field. 2 RBI, and it's a 2-1 lead for Mangum. Booth, he just has been scolding the baseball all summer long, or all season long, I should say, not all summer, all season long, and certainly he put a charge into it right there. So Booth out at second, still nobody out in the first, and Mangum on top 2-1. Let's see if Chet McAlexander is trying to bunt. No, takes a pitch underneath his hands for a ball, and the count 1-0 on Chet. Over at first base, Caden Shoffley creeping in. He is hit on the grass. Not convinced that McAlexander may not try to bunt that way. 1-0 pitch downstairs for ball 2, 2-0. So Hollister having a hard time finding home plate. Perry reaching to begin the ball game on an error. Lopez walks. They're chased home on a double by Sean Booth. There's a called strike. And the count 2-1 on McAlexander. Hello, Mom. How are you? Well, I'm doing fine. 2-1 now to McAlexander, Luke Hollister. Mom just got here, so now he's ready to go. 2-1 offering, whacked in the left field. That's a base hit. Hit so hard, I think they're going to hold Booth at third, and that will be the case. Boy, Jet really smoked that one into the gap between third and first base. Back-to-back hits now for Mangum. Runners at first and third for Jalen Warner. Warner, fun-loving left fielder for the Tigers, and you know he would love to get one up in the jet stream here. 319 down the line in left, 295 to right, 368 to the power alley in right center, 372 in left center. Overhand fastball into dirt, knocked down by Minert, and it's 1-0 on Jalen Warner. Last time we saw Jalen here, he hit a home run for the Tigers. A little high and outside for ball 2, 2-0 now on Jalen. Warner got an opportunity to set on something right now. He knows that Hollister going to have to come with a pretty good pitch. Runners at first and third, nobody out. 2-0 offering on the way. Cold strike, and it's 2-1. And Jalen was taking all the way. Bit of a surprise there. Colton Laughlin, the pitcher for the Tigers, waits in the on-deck circle. Salivating at the bit right now. His club up 2-1, runners at the corners. Nobody out. 2-1 pitch, high and outside for ball 3, 3-1. Got some scouts here with a speed gun, and that may be playing into the kids' mentality as well. 3-1 offering here. Lifted into the air, right center field, giving chase is Funkhauser. Not going to get there. Ball drops in. Scoring easily from third is Booth, and winding up at third base on the play will be Jet McAlexander, an RBI single for Jalen Warner, and Mangum has extended the lead now to 3-1, and still nobody out. Colt Allison asking for time. Going to go out and have a conversation now with his ball club, and specifically with Luke Hollister. Luke yet to get anybody out in the ball game. Mangum on top 3-1. We told you after that first run came across the plate for Hobart in the top of this inning that it may be one of those where you see a lot of runs scored in this ball game, and at least here in the first inning, that is certainly coming to fruition. The conversation with his ball club. Patricia Holiday Adams says, "Go Cats." Good to have you alongside, Patricia. Thanks for joining us. Classic Hits 97.7 and on our Facebook Live pages and OKSports.tv as well. Well, Colt really taking a lot of time out there. Now the home plate umpire going to go out and try to get folks to move along a little bit here. I mean, this has been an extended visit. I mean, stay much longer, you have to pay room and board to be out there on home plate. or on the pitching rubber, rather. So the conversation will break up, and we'll come back and go to work now. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Inning number one, Mangum on top 3-1. Colton Laughlin steps in. Laughlin, an opportunity to help his own cause here in this first frame. And again, because of that wind, making it difficult not only on the pitchers, but the outfielders as well. They're going to send the runner. Here's the throw down and out. Caught stealing on the play was Jalen Warner. Great throw by Alec Minert. And Jalen going to get a little coaching up right now from Mike Wendt. If he slides, he's probably safe. The throw was high, but because he did not go down, Duff makes the catch, makes the tag all in one motion. So 2-6, Warner retired. And a count on Laughlin. Cold strike levels it off at 1-1 on Colton. Actually, they said that first pitch was a strike, so that's 0-2 on Colton. Infield in on the grass, 3-1 ball game, inning number one. Pitch outside, that will make it now 1-2 on Laughlin. Colt Allison does not subscribe to my philosophy that a lot of runs will be scored here this afternoon, bringing in the infield in the first frame. One gone now, runner at third. Laughlin swinging a miss, he's gone on strikes. Becomes the second out of the inning. Brooks Cross now will come to the plate. Cross hitting with two gone and a runner at third. His club up 3-1. Obviously, the fielders will go back to a normal depth now, as they just need one to get out of the inning. Hollister high and outside for a ball. 1-0 to Cross. And again, I'm going to be a little bit careful of Cross if I'm Hollister. You got numbers 8 and 9 coming up, and Cross, an excellent athlete. You don't want him to beat you. If you can get him to chase something and get an easy out, then fine. If not, I don't know that I quarrel with putting him on board. Count 2-0 on Cross. Hollister's pitch. Brooks had a notion, laid off of it. It's ball 3. 3-0 now on Brooks. I believe it's Alan Meyer behind home plate and Tyson Morley out in the field. If it's Tyson, he's celebrating his birthday today. Wow. 3-0 pitch. Cold strike, and it's 3-1 now on Cross, the obligatory down Broadway pitch. So 3-1 on Brooks. Chet McAlexander over at third. 3 across for Mangum in the first. They lead 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Cross, ground ball, foul, and it's 3-2 now on Brooks. A little bit out in front of that one was Cross. A big week of sports, right? Yeah, the national championship of college basketball for women on Sunday. The men last night, and a tradition unlike any other. The Masters beginning on Thursday. The Mecca of golf. Payoff pitch on the way to Cross. Brooks swinging a miss. He's gone on strikes. And boy, Hollister did a good job of coming back after really struggling early on in the inning. Mangum will come up with 3 runs in the frame. 3 runs on 3 hits. There was an error. Had a runner left on board. And at the end of 1, it is Mangum 3 and Hobart 1 here on Classic Hits 97.7. Certainly hope you join us tomorrow morning for Michael in the Morning. We have a little bit of fun, don't we? Huh? Yeah, okay. Also a reminder for you that the 2019 Johnny Bench Classic up in Bangor getting underway on Thursday of this week. And the Sentinel Bulldogs will be playing in that. Sentinel scheduled to play a couple of games on Thursday, part of pool play. They will play Gracemont at 6 and Bangor Oni at 8. And then on Friday, Duke will be playing in it. And they get Hinton at 4 o'clock on Friday. And then the Tigers will take on SWC at 6 o'clock. So Duke and Sentinel, part of the Johnny Bench Classic. Bangor, Oklahoma. You can't have the Johnny Bench Classic anywhere else, right? It has to take place in Bangor. If you play it somewhere else, then, yeah, you're not doing justice. So there you have it. Quick reminder for you, if you're in the Altus area listening to the broadcast, they have a blood drive going on at the Altus Community Center. That will be in effect until 5:30. So they're about ready to close the doors. But I bet you if you go by and say that you would like to donate in the next 10 minutes, they are not going to turn you away. There has been a shortage of blood pretty much winter long and into the early parts of spring as well. So if you've got time, get by and give blood. If not, there will be numerous other blood drives around the area that you can be a part of. Tanner Emerson leading it off now. Good bunt there by Emerson. Laughlin fields, sets, throws, and in time gets Emerson by a step. Thought maybe Tanner had beat it out because Laughlin bobbled the ball momentarily, but he threw a strike over there to cross, and Brooks with the catch for out number one. So one gone now for Drew Duff. Duff, the designated hitter here this afternoon for the Bearcats. Pitch high and outside to count 1-0 on Drew. What do you say there? Yeah, I know who you're waving at. I was going to tell you two to get a room if you can. What? Huh? Oh, yeah, I know. You need to watch what you say, but the way you guys were carrying on there, I was going to suggest you get a room. There's a strike to Drew Duff. Oh, yeah, that's true. Swing and a miss here by Duff, 1-2. We're having a conversation with Luke Hollister's parents. We've known them just a bit, and to say that they have personalities would be an understatement. Laughlin working quickly here, 1-2 pitch, curveball, strike three, and boy, that is a dandy. Drew Duff mesmerized by that one. Can I help you, Drew? No thanks, just looking. Second strikeout of the ball game now for Laughlin. 2 up, 2 down here in inning number 2. So maybe we won't have that high-scoring affair. Maybe the two pitchers beginning to settle into a routine. Caden Shoffley, the ninth place hitter, now steps in. Shoffley, the first baseman. Curveball, a little bit high for a ball, 1-0. Again, with that wind blowing from first base to third base, you can get some good turn on it and get it to break back over the plate. Little fastball popped into left center field. There to make the catch for out number 3 will be Brett Perry, and the inning over very quickly. 3 up, 3 down, nothing doing for Hobart here in their half of inning number 2. And Mangum leads it by a score of 3-1 here on Classic Hits 97.7. Talking about all the activity going on in the sports world, of course, the NBA season winding down. In fact, the Oklahoma City Thunder have 2 games left, still jockeying for position in the Western Conference standings. They will play tonight against the Houston Rockets. Hello, that bowl game along our network station, 100.3, the Sports Animal. And it gets underway at about 8:30. And that's to accommodate TV, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Toronto Blue Jays have beaten Boston this afternoon in Major League Baseball, 7-5, the final score there. As there have been some surprises about the starts of some teams, and Boston one of those, the defending World Series champions, getting off to a slow start. Elsewhere, Cleveland has beaten Detroit 8-2, and it was Tampa doubling up the Chicago White Sox 10-5. Nobody hotter in Major League Baseball than Mike Trout. Just ask the folks down in Texas. Trout 5 home runs in that series that just completed with the Texas Rangers. So here we go. It is the the bottom half of inning number 2. And due up for the Tigers, Luke Rogers, Skyler Scott, then back to the top, and Brett Perry. Luke Hollister struggling early on in this one. In inning number 1, first 3 batters came around to score. Then he settled down after Jalen Warner got caught stealing. Came up with back-to-back strikeouts and ended the damage right there. Rogers looks at a strike 0-1. Hollister working quickly, Luke to Luke. Hollister to Rogers. High and up tight. And it's 1-1 now on Luke. First and third, nobody out. You had 3 across, and as we mentioned, runner getting caught at second base, trying to steal. Swing and a miss by Rogers. 1-2 now on Luke. And it seemed to energize Hobart, and specifically Luke Hollister, who struck out the next two men in the inning. 1-2 offering here. A little bit low for ball two. 2-2 now on Rogers. Mangum Lady Tiger softball team in action this afternoon, traveling to Hammond. Take on the Lady Warriors. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Third straight strikeout. Ball dropped by Minard. Alec will fire to first for out number one. So Hollister taking a page from Madonna and is in the groove right now. 3 straight strikeouts, and he'll face Scott. Scott, the all-purpose utility player for Mike Wendt, playing second base this afternoon. First pitch on the way to Skyler. Overhand curveball stays upstairs, and the count 1-0. Brett Perry waiting in the on-deck circle. Perry loves the man. He doesn't get a hit against left-handers very often. 1-0 pitch here. A little bit low for a ball. 2-0 now on Scott. Brett moving up in that lineup to the number one spot, and he has enjoyed it immensely. 2-0 offering on the way. Scott slings through that off-speed pitch. 2-1 now on Skyler. Two-one pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. Our dear friend and athletic director here at Mangum, William Dickey, having a watch party for the ball game. Scott swing and a miss. He's gone on strikes. That's 4 in a row now. Set down with strikeouts by Luke Hollister. Back to the top of the order will go Brett Perry. Little ground ball to J.J. Ellis at second base his first time around, and J.J. kept looking for it, kept trying to find it, and never could get the handle, then threw the ball away, and it scurried away far enough that Perry could actually find his way at second base, came around to score the first run of the ball game. Pitch upstairs to Brent. 1-0, Perry 0 for 1 in the ball game. Lefty versus lefty, as we mentioned. 1-1 offering on the way. Hollister to Perry. Brett takes a strike and a count 1-1. Alan Meyer giving that pitch over the outer half to both left-handed and right-handed batters. 1-1 pitch. Downstairs for a ball. 2-1. And you know it's outside because Brett leans out over the plate a lot. And that pitch still off the plate, but called a strike. 2-1 offering on the way here. Ball 3-1. So Hollister, after striking out 4 in a row, now a pitch away from giving up a walk with 2 gone here in the second. 3-1 offering on the way. Called strike. That's a good pitch. 3-2 now on Perry. See what Hollister does now on Brett. He has the power to go the opposite way. You better believe that, especially with his swing. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. And Luke Hollister striking out the side here in inning number 2. That is 5 strikeouts in a row. 4 outs for Hollister. And Mangum will come up empty in their half of inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on board. We have played 2. It is a 3-1 ball game here with Mangum on top on Classic Hits 97.7. As we mentioned, rankings out today according to the OSSAA, and actually they came out late yesterday afternoon. We gave them to you this morning with Michael in the morning. And in 2A, Dale is on top. Oaktahaw is second. Silo on top. Oaktahaw second. Calera is third. And Dale is at number 4. Mangum, number 6, 20-4 on the year. Hobart at number 9, 16-2 on the season. So we mentioned these teams not only looking for the opportunity to host district coming up a little bit later on this month, but also the opportunity to get a chance to play a regional here as well. And you look at the losses. Mangum had that spurt where they dropped 3 in a row. They lost to Leedy back on, the 15th of March. 3-2, then got pounded by Fort Cobb Broxton 14-4 and lost to Granite 10-6 in a pair of bowl games played over there at Granite. It was during the spring break, and well, you wondered how Mangum was going to turn things around. They did, and didn't lose again until they lost in the short grass conference tournament on the 29th of March, losing to Navajo by a final score of 8-3. So Mike Wynn's team, that little stretch there, and coaches will tell you sometimes that happens, that little stretch there where they had that 3-game losing streak, but it was over a 2-day time frame, and were able to right the ship in a big-time sort of way. So here's Colton Laughlin now. He'll go to work inning number 3, and his first pitch to Clay Funkhauser, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1 on Clay. Funkhauser doubled into left field his first time around and came around to score the only run for Hobart. Takes downstairs for a ball here, 1-1. The Bearcats, as we mentioned, 16-2 on the year, and lost to Vernon, Texas in the Altus tournament. 1-1 pitch, called strike, and the count 1-2 now on Funkhauser. They beat Vernon in a championship ball game and then lost to the Lions 16-4 in the IF game championship. Funkhauser had a notion, took it outside for a ball, and the count now 2-2 on Clay. So both losses for Hobart this year coming to Vernon, Texas during that tournament over there at Altus. Curveball, and boy, I tell you what, sweeping curveball with all kinds of snap on it. He had a backwards K in the book now for Colton Laughlin. That will be his 4th strikeout of the ball game, and 3 of the 4 have been caught looking. Here's Trey Jones. Jones 0 for 1. He popped to Skyler Scott at second his first time around. First pitch on the way, Laughlin looking for that pitch out of the over the outer half of the plate. Not going to get the call there. 1-0 now on Trey Jones. Luke Hollister, Alec Minert wanting to hit in the inning. Again, a little bit outside. Jones trying to show the umpire that it's way outside. Meantime, Laughlin looking for a call. 2-0 now on Trey. Here's a pitch from Colton. Lifted in the air to center field. Ball blowing towards left center field. Brett Perry going to come over and make the catch. And then at the end, run into his teammate, Jalen Warner. Perry, the center fielder, and that is his play. He called off Warner, and Warner peeling off at the last moment to avert a big collision. Two players did bump into one another, but not certainly at full tilt, and everybody A-OK. 2 gone. Here's Hollister. Luke reaching on an error his first time around. And then was left stranded. Ticks this one foul off of Booth and Alan Meyer. And the count on Luke is 0-1. So after a rocky first inning for both pitchers, things have settled down nicely. A little ground ball back through the middle, and that'll get under Skyler Scott's glove and into center field for a base hit. 2-out single for Luke Hollister. And that will break a string of 5, 7 in a row that had been set down prior to by Colton Laughlin. Alec Minert now will step in. Minert walked his first time around, 0 for 1. Boy, for Colton Laughlin, though, got to be extra careful here because we know Minert can pound the baseball and knock it out of the park. Pickoff play there, and Hollister diving back into the bag, and the ball may have got him. It did. He's rubbing his backside. Tyson Morley coming over and checking on Hollister. Ball got away from Brooks Cross. He didn't know where it had gone. It plunked Luke that hard on the backside, but Hollister wasn't going to go anywhere. Sean Booth goes out and had a little conversation there with Colton Laughlin. I don't know if they're discussing signs, because that may have been a case where Colton threw over there and Sean was surprised by it. Pitch to Alec. Curveball rolled on the ground. Foul. Allison with a play from his third base box. Fires to Laughlin. Nobody running. Everybody's safe. 0-1 on Minert. And Alec did something that, well, nobody else has done, quite frankly, all afternoon long against Laughlin. He's been throwing that big sweeping curveball that really starts out at the batter but then breaks across home plate. And Alec stayed in there and rolled it foul. Called fastball strike 2 now on Minard. Runner at first, 2 gone here in the third. Mangum leading 3-1. 0-2 count on Minard. I don't think you get too cute right here if you're Colton. Time going to be taken. Alec asking for it and getting it. You're brave. Come back with that sweeping curveball, but you better not hang it or Alec will put it over the fence. Big lead for Hollister at first. And the 0-2 pitch now on the way from Laughlin. Outside and high, 1-2. Try to get Minard to chase, and Alec would have none of it. A little surprised that Colt Allison is not running for Hollister here. Luke on base, though. Boy, Luke taking a sizable lead over there, and a quick throw by Laughlin, but Hollister able to get back in. It'll stay 1-2 on Minard. Always talk about those guys who play on the middle part of the infield and then go to the mound and pitch. They always have great moves. Alec fights this one off the fist and dumps it into right field for a base hit. Hollister off with a pitch. He'll wind up at third base on the play. Runners at first and third with 2 gone, and a little rally here in inning number 3 for the Bearcats. A piece of hitting there by Minard. That was in on his hands, and he's just big enough and strong enough to fight it off into shallow right field for a base hit. Chase Hollister over to first, or third rather. Luke there with 2 outs. Courtesy runner for Alec. Stepping into the plate, Kane Duff. Duff struck out his first time around. He's 0 for 1. First pitch to Duff, swing and a miss. Pulling the string there was Laughlin, and the count 0-1. See if Allison decides to send his courtesy runner here. Laughlin working deliberately now. 0-1 offering on the way. Duff lifts it into right field, drifting back and missing the ball completely is Rogers. 1 run will score. The courtesy runner, it's Simon Chulamani, will wind up at third base. And Duff going to get credit for a base hit because Trey Jones never put his glove on the ball. Jones acted like it was going to be an easy play. He was going to be able to make the catch without much problem, and it just simply dropped right next to him. Talk about the wind. A little bit of sun there as well. That was one that Rogers should have caught, but did not. And it keeps the inning alive for Cole Moore. Brings in a run for Hobart. It's a 3-2 ball game. Line drive, base hit, right field. We're tied at 3. Let's see if they send Duff. They do. Here comes the throw by Rogers up the line. And not in time. And taking second base on the play will be Cole Moore. So give Moore the RBI single to tie it at 3. As the courtesy runner for Minard comes in to score. Duff taking third on the play. Runners at second and third now for Tanner Emerson. Well, again, Colton Laughlin not getting defensive support behind him in the inning. He has given up a couple of singles. Actually, 4 singles in the inning, but an inning that, for all intents and purposes, should have been over a couple of batters ago. So here's Emerson. Emerson over 1, grounded back to Laughlin his first time around on a bang-bang play. Late on that pitch, and it's 0-1. Tanner just a little late bunt his first time around. That went just to the right of Laughlin. Colton had a hard time digging it out, but then threw a strike down to first base to get the out. Little pop-up behind home plate and out of play. The count 0-2 on Emerson. Tanner just trying to find his way aboard here in the third. Cole Moore is out at second base. Kane Duff at third. 2 across in the inning for Hobart. They have tied it at 3. The wind continues to push towards left and left center and hard. 0-2 pitch now, Laughlin. Emerson fights off a good one. Fouling out of play on the right side. It'll stay at 0-2. And again, give Tanner credit. Didn't give up on the pitch. It came out of the hand of Laughlin. He was going to be outside, and he snapped off that curveball. And even though the hips and the shoulders were gone for Emerson, he kept the hands back and was able to fight it off on the left side. 0-2 pitch on the way here. Again, just putting bat on ball and keeping the at-bat alive. It'll stay 0-2 on Tanner. One in the first for the Bearcats, and then two more here in the third to tie the ball game. Try to retake it here. Two gone. Runners at second and third. Left-handed hitting Tanner Emerson fighting off pitch after pitch from Colton Laughlin. 0-2 offering here. Stays outside. Cut fastball. 1-2 now on Tanner. Put out a call. See if somebody can't give us an update on that ball game between Mangum and Hammond on the softball diamond. And that curveball had no snap to it there. Laughlin way outside. The count 2-2 now on Tanner Emerson. Emerson doing all he can just to hang in there. Down the count 0-2 has got it to 2-2 now. And now 3-2. Has the ball in the dirt. Booth does a good job of keeping that one out in front. And the count full 3-2. Well, if you're Laughlin, you do not have to give in here. You got an open base. You got the 8th place hitter in the lineup coming up next. Don't throw anything fat here to Emerson. Tanner. Great bat control in the at-bat. And as we talked a moment ago, he started off 0-2, fouled off 4 good pitches, and now has got it at 3-2. Here's the pitch from Laughlin. And that is ball 4 inside. Colton had taken off his glove and was going into the dugout. He thought he had strike 3. So that will load the bases now for Drew Duff. Duff 0 for 1, struck out looking his first time around. He was one of those that was victimized by the big sweeping curveball from Colton Laughlin. Mike Wendt taking an opportunity to have a tidy conversation with Alan Meyer as he tossed in a couple of errant baseballs. And Mike, much like Colton, not happy with that non-strike 3 call a moment ago. Bases loaded, first pitch swinging. Boy, Duff took a hack, and it's 0-1 on Drew. He was trying to clear the bases with one solid swing right there. So the count 0-1 on Duff. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss as that came inside on his hands. And in the middle of the swing, he tried to back off of it. He couldn't get it done, and it's 0-2 now on Duff. Oh, 2 pitch from Laughlin. Ground ball towards Lopez at third. Henry will tag the runner, and the inning will come to a close as Moore is retired 5 unassisted. However, Hobart comes up with 2 runs in the inning, 2 runs on 4 hits. There was a walk. No errors, although a missed fly ball in right field, and the bases were left loaded. And at the end of 2.5, we're tied at 3. Mangum and Hobart here on Classic Hits 97.7. Pleasure to have you alongside on Classic Hits 97.7. As threes are wild here in this third inning. Mangum and Hobart got a good one going on right now. You're talking about the postseason positioning, and I know it seems like the baseball season just began, softball season for that matter, but we're kind of getting to that point where there's not a whole lot left in the regular season, so you have to start thinking in those terms. Lou Connister has gotten it back to even here with his club falling behind 3-1 in that first inning. But settled down nicely. And has gotten the ball game back to tied. So let's see how he in the third, as he will face numbers 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Henry Lopez, Sean Booth. And Jet McAlexander. Pulling up the rankings for softball. Slow pitch variety. Mangum, as we mentioned, 20-8 on the year. And number 9 in 4A. Playing this evening against Hammond. Lopez looks upstairs for a ball. 1-0 on Henry. Lopez walked and scored his first time around. 1-0 pitch on the way. Foul and out of play on the right side. It's 1-1 on Henry. And softball team from Mangum will be playing in the Dale Festival beginning on Friday, and maybe just a little bit breezy, a little bit chilly. High and outside for a ball. 2-1 now on Lopez. And then they will play on Monday against Carnegie. We'll have that ball game for you here on 1420 KTJS. 2-1 pitch. Lopez foul back to the screen. 2-2 on Henry. And then they will go to Cache on Tuesday the 16th and play the host school and Washington. 2-2 pitch on the way here to Lopez. Downstairs for ball. 3-2 on Henry. District is scheduled for the 18th of April for Mangum. And then they will wrap up the regular season with Elk City on the 22nd and begin regional play after that. Ground ball foul, and the count will stay. 3-2 on Lopez. As we mentioned, not a lot left of the season. And again, hard to believe that we've gotten this deep into the season that we have. It's just incredible. Hollister, 3-2 pitch on the way to Lopez. Henry rolls it on the ground underneath the glove of the third baseman, Cole Moore. That'll be a leadoff single for Henry here in inning number 3. Leadoff runner aboard for the Tigers. They'll bring Sean Booth to the plate. Booth, first pitch he saw his first time around, smoked a double into the left center field gap. And drove in 2. Mangum will play in the Blair baseball tournament coming up Thursday and Friday. And then play Hollis next Monday. Booth takes a strike at its 0-1. Get Amber Pocasset on the 18th at home. I checked that. They'll be on the road. In fact, they will be on the road pretty much for the rest of the regular season. Booth had a notion, did not go around. The count level at 1-1. Unless there becomes a change in the schedule, which there, I would think that there would be, because we've not had Senior Day. The schedule has the Hollis. That'll be the senior game. Okay. All right. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Booth, or it could be Amber Pocasset. Nonetheless, they've got Hollis, Amber Pocasset, Elk City, and Apache to close out the regular season. And actually, Apache will be their final game at home. They'll only go on the road to Elk City over that 4-game stretch. Booth takes outside for a ball, much to the chagrin of the Hobart fans, and that'll level the count at 2-2. One on, nobody out here in inning number 3. We've got a 3-3 ball game. Booth with a couple of RBI. 2-2 pitch on the way to Sean. Pops it foul behind home plate. Now to play, it'll stay 3-2, or 2-2 rather. Trey Jones got a shadow out there in right field. We saw the Mangum right fielder struggle with a fly ball in the top half of this inning. Not an easy situation indeed. That wind blowing across like that. And it was full sunshine earlier. Now we get in the middle of those high clouds that make it even more difficult to see. 3-2 pitch. Booth takes upstairs for a ball. That will now run the count 3-2. The scoreboard had 3-2. I kept calling it 2-2, but now it is 3-2. They were clairvoyant working that scoreboard. See if they send Lopez from first with nobody out. Payoff pitch on the way to Booth. Staying still Lopez. Didn't matter. Pitch to the screen. Runners hit first and second. Nobody out here in inning number 3. So After finding a pretty good groove, in fact, striking out 5 in a row. Lou Collister now having a bit of a problem here in the bottom of the third inning. Gives up a lead-off single to Henry Lopez, walks Sean Booth, and now gets Jet McAlexander. Jet, a solid single to left his first time around. He's 1 for 1. In on the grass, Shoffley over at first base, expecting bunt from McAlexander. Jet had a notion late off the pitch, and it's 1-0 on McAlexander. And again, the outside pitch, the pitch on the outer half of the plate, maybe off the plate just a little bit, has been a strike all afternoon long. Anything inside, whether it's a righty or lefty at the plate, has not been called a strike. McAlexander pops one up into shallow left field. Emerson coming on, not going to get there. And everybody is going to be safe. A seeing eye single by McAlexander will load the bases. Cole Moore hearing it from Colt Allison. Moore did not pick up the fact that that ball was not going to be caught, and Emerson fielded it very quickly. And he had the opportunity to make a force play at third base on Lopez because Henry had to make sure the ball was not caught, and Moore was nowhere to be found. So the base is loaded now for Jalen Warner. Warner looks at his strike, and it's 0-1. Jalen singled his first time around and then got thrown out trying to steal second base. Bases loaded here. Lifts a fly ball into shallow center field. Funkhauser is there, makes the catch. Here comes the runner. The throw going to be cut off, and scoring standing up will be Henry Lopez and Mangum back on top, 4-3. Good job there by Warner to chase the run home from third base. Less than 2 outs, sacrifice fly, and an RBI. And it'll make it 4-3. Runners at first and second now. As Booth stayed where he was, so did McAlexander. Colt Allison going to go out and have a conversation with his left-hander, and nobody else is invited to that confab. Alec Minard taking the opportunity to trying to shake out some of the stiffness in his knees. And if you've never played catcher at any level, in either softball or baseball, you just do not realize the toll that it takes on you back there. You look at a guy like Carlton Fisk, Pudge Rodriguez, how long they were able to sustain their careers catching. Johnny Bench, of course, part of that crew as well. So the conversation over for Allison and his pitcher, and now his pitcher will face the opposite pitcher in Colton Laughlin. Laughlin takes the ball downstairs that skips back to the screen, sending Booth to third base, McAlexander to second. They're there with less than 2 outs. Colton Laughlin, chance to help himself out big time here in the third. Colton 0 for 1 in the ball game, struck out back in inning number 1. McAlexander at second, Booth at third, and the infield in. Colton looks at a strike, and a count 1-1. And again, runs have not been at a premium here this afternoon, but at some point, you got to stop the bleeding. Off-speed pitch that sails outside for a ball. The count 2-1 now on Colton. Mangum 3 in the first, one more here in the third. Have retaken the lead. Ball 3 outside to Laughlin. And maybe Colt Allison just simply telling his pitcher, hey, if you can get him to swing at something bad, fine. If not, let's put him on base. 3-1 pitch. All 4 pitches at the same spot, out of the zone. Bases loaded. 1 gone for Brooks Cross. Mike Wendt electing not to courtesy run for his pitcher. Infield in at the corners. And at second and short at double play depth. Cross, first pitch swinging, pops it in the air. Shallow right field, going out to make the play, J.J. Ellis. for out number 2. That was the infield fly. So Ellis makes the catch. The batter, Brooks Cross, was out one way or the other. But again, if Ellis does not make that play, ball skips away from him. Gives Booth an opportunity to score from third. So 2 gone now for Luke Rogers. Rogers moves away for the inside pitch. It's a cold strike, 0-1. Luke kind of looking back incredulously, surprised by that call. 0-1 pitch. Downstairs for ball, 1-1. Well, that one sounded like maybe it got a little piece of Alec Meinert there. Wow. Bases loaded, 2 gone here in the third. Mangum 4, Hobart 3. Rogers could cut there, back to the screen on the foul tip, but it's 1-2 on Luke. Mangum left the bases loaded. In inning number 1, they're loaded here with 2 gone in the third. And again, fouled back to the screen. And the count will stay at 1-2 on Luke Rogers. In the on-deck circle for Mangum, Skyler Scott. 1-2 pitch, overhand curveball that stayed upstairs. And the count 2-2 now on Rogers. Well, Rogers does not look comfortable at all against Hollister with that fastball. And I think if I'm Luke, I'm going to come back with it right here. Bases loaded, 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball back to the screen. And Rogers doing a pretty good job of fighting off a couple of pitches here and at this at-bat. Over at first base, it's Colton Laughlin. Second base, Jet McAlexander. Sean Booth at third. 2-2 count on the way to Luke Rogers. Swing and a miss, and the inning will come to an end. So Mangum will lead the bases loaded for the second time in 3 frames, but they do come up with 1 run. 1 run in the inning on a pair of hits. There were 2 walks, a sacrifice fly, and the bases left loaded. We have played 3, Mangum 4, Hobart 3. We're Classic Hits 97.7. And we are back in Mangum as we get ready for inning number 4. And for those of you who are making plans to go to Norman this weekend for the spring football game, you need to know that that spring game has been moved into Friday night. They'll play it Friday night at 7:30. The spring game was originally scheduled for Saturday afternoon, but Saturday wind chills are expected to be in the 30s with the probability of rain. So if you're heading there, stadium gates 2, 7, 10, 12, 14, and 16 will open up at 5:30 on Friday evening. The Lee Bryce pregame concert is scheduled to get underway at 6:30. Friday night kickoff will provide some new settings for that annual spring game without a doubt. And again, you officials said we would love to play that on Saturday afternoon, do all the things that we had planned, but again, Mother Nature not cooperating. And give you an idea just how powerful that storm system is that will be affecting us. We'll get one that will move through Thursday into Friday, and it'll cool things down by some 30 degrees, and then a second front expected to move through on Friday night into Saturday morning. And not only will wind chills be in the 30s, but it's the afternoon high. For our area, only expected to be about 46 degrees. You throw on top of that the 60% chance of rain, and yeah, nobody wants to be outside of that kind of stuff. 75, 80, and a steady rain, you can handle that, but 35 and a wind chill of 12, no thanks. So here we go. Inning number 4 about to unfold. Colton Laughlin's first pitch to Caden Shoffley, taken for a strike. And it's 0-1 on the first baseman from Hobart. Shoffley, the 9th place hitter, for the Bearcats. Whacked that one towards the Mangum dugout, and the screen caught a piece of it. It's 0-2 now on Shoffley. It's been a roller, we talk about the weather being roller coaster like, and it's been a roller coaster afternoon for both pitchers. Alan Meyer inspecting the baseball. As we mentioned, went off that screen there in front of the dugout for Mangum. Checking to make sure it didn't get chewed up and be unplayable. 0-2 pitch on the way to Shoffley. Swing and a miss. Caton gone on strikes to begin inning number 4. Shoffley now 0 for 2 in the afternoon. He'd fly it out center field his first time around. Here's Clay Funkhauser. Funkhauser doubled, scored the first run of the ball game for the Bearcats. Struck out looking in inning number 3. Talk about that weather. There's a cold strike, and it's 0-1 on Funkhauser. And talk about that weather. The golf tournament coming up at Altus Air Force Base on Friday, and my cronies and I got ready to sign up for that. We thought, well, hey, weather's going to be great. Hey, no way. It's not. I think it's going to be okay Saturday or Friday afternoon, though. And Sandy Nichols golf tournament, still time for you to get in it. The temperature should be in the low 60s by the time we tee off at about 12:30. Cold strike here to Funkhauser, and Clay down in the count now 1-2. And Laughlin now changing that sweeping curveball, starting it out over the middle of the plate, letting it dive over the outside corner line, drive into center field, coming on, and a diving catch made by Brett Perry in center field. Well, I tell you what, Perry got a great jump out there in center field. He runs extremely well, used all that speed there to make a diving catch for out number 2. Ball hit hard by Funkhauser, but a great job of tracking it down by Brett Perry for out number 2. That'll bring Trey Jones to the plate, inside-out swing, and Jones, solid single to right field. He will keep the inning alive now for Luke Hollister. That single puts Jones at 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Hollister a chance to help himself here in the 4th. Luke reached on an error in the first, singled and scored in the 3rd. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Boy, that catch by Perry looms even bigger now, huh? We mentioned Brett getting a great jump on the ball. He had a long way to run. He was in left center field and the ball in right center field. Laughlin thought he got himself a strike. Looked towards Mike Wendt. Mike's like, I'm not umpiring. If I were, everything would be a strike when we're pitching, and everything would be a ball when they're pitching. 1-0 pitch. There's the cold strike. And again, that's been that way all afternoon long. If you are a left-handed batter, as Hollister is, anything inside's a ball. If it's outside, going to be a strike. Just the opposite for the right-handed hitters. 1-1 offering on the way here. Ground ball knocked down by Lopez, and Henry can't make a play. That'll be an infield single for Luke Hollister. Well, the last two batters have gone the opposite way against Laughlin, and that's a clear indication that they're waiting on that ball just an extra beat. And Hollister just simply put that between short and third, and Lopez got there, knocked it down, but he had no play from the seat of his pants. So 2 gone, runners at first and second, and here comes Alec Minert. First pitch swinging, pops it up, shallow left field. McAlexander circles the wagons and finally makes the catch for out number 3. So Minert, first pitch swinging, saw a pitch that he liked but couldn't do anything with it, and the inning will come to an end as Hobart will come up empty. No runs on a couple of hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on board. At the end of 3.5, Mangum 4 and Hobart 3 on Classic Hits 97.7. All right, we head down to inning number 4, the bottom half of the frame. And again, Mangum on top by a score of 4-3 in what has been a seesaw ball game here this afternoon. You really got me loud, don't you? Okay. Due up for the Tigers here in their half of the 4th. It'll be Skyler Scott, Brett Perry, and Henry Lopez. That's numbers 9, 1, and 2 in the lineup. What is a muggy afternoon, and we talked about it. It's the first time that we've done ball here this season at Mangum where the weather has been somewhat balmy, and because of the way we set up shop when we don't get to sit on the porch, and a little steamy inside the old press box. Don't get me wrong, the 3 games I've done here when it was cold, I was glad to be inside the press box, so we'll take the good with the bad. Scott struck out his first time around. He is 0 for 1. Documented these 2 clubs, top 15 teams, and vying for postseason positioning late in the year. That's not me, that's the machinery making those Animal House sounds, I'll put it that way. So Scott will dig in. Luke Hollister is set to go to work here in inning number 4. First pitch on the way from Luke. On the outer half, called strike, hit it 0-1. And again, you don't necessarily have to agree with the strike zone, but if it stays consistent, you're okay with it. And Alan Meyer has been consistent. Overhand fastball overthrown by Hollister in the count 1-1 now on Skyler Scott. 1-1 pitch for the big left-hander. Swing and a miss. Scott out in front in the count 1-2 on Skyler. Brett Perry waiting in the on-deck circle. Our next on-air action coming up on Monday, as we mentioned, is the softball team will entertain Carnegie. That one strayed too far outside, and the count level at 2-2. I'll give you an amen to that one. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Cold strike, and Scott was bailing out, but that one came back over the 100 of the plate. Scott are down on strikes for the second time on the afternoon. One gone now for Brett Perry. And, you know, Chad Fox, my boss here, and working on some equipment, it's one of those things where when you're out exposed to the elements all the time, and we certainly are with the wind and the dirt. I mean, you know, football you're exposed, and in softball and baseball, and, you know, computers and such weren't exactly built to be out of doors. Perry looks at a pitch outside. 1-0 on Brett. A little bit outside for ball 2, and Luke Hollister says, now, wait a minute. You'd been calling that a strike earlier. Brett 0 for 2 in the ball game. He reached on an error his first time around and scored, struck out looking to end the second. 2-0 pitch on the way here. Cold strike, and it's 2-1. And Luke got to be scratching his head because that pitch was in the same place as the previous toss. 2-1 offering on the way here. Outside for ball 3, 3-1 on Brett Perry. Mangum looking for some insurance here in inning number 4. On top, 3-1. High and outside for ball 4. Brett Perry aboard for the second time in the afternoon. He's there with one gone for Henry Lopez. Lopez been on board both times here this afternoon. As Henry walked and scored his first time around and then singled and scored an inning ago. Pretty good lead over there for Perry. First pitch on the way to Henry. Swinging, foul, out of play, back behind us, and it's 0-1. By the way, Lena Rutledge Harris says, go Hobart. Getting a score update from Chad Augustine as well. Mangum 5, Hammond 3 as they play in the top of inning number 2. Thanks, Chad. 0-1 pitch. Line shot. And base hit, right center field. Perry off with the pitch. He's headed for third. He'll make it standing up. Runners at the corners. One gone here in inning number 4 for Mangum. So a good piece of Henry Lopez, his second single of the ball game. And that'll bring Sean Booth to the plate. Booth doubled his first time around, drove home a couple of runs. He has also walked. William Dickey and Bill Coffin watching. Coach Dickey had a watch party going on not long ago. Didn't know we were getting elected. The Electoral College alive and well. Booth, first pitch swinging. Little pop behind first base. Does it stay fair? It does. And oh, what a play by J.J. Ellis out there. He'll spin through home and play with Brett Perry. Boy, Mike Wynn can argue this one. A bang-bang double play to end the inning, we think, as Alan Meyer going to go out and have a conversation with Tyson Morley. And out is the call, and boy, Mike livid. I mean, he is angry. He feels like, and do we have the commercials yet? All right, I tell you what, we'll take a commercial timeout. I'll come back and we'll talk about it. Inning comes to an end. Mangum comes up scoreless in the inning. No runs, one hit. No errors, and a runner left on board. We've played 4-3 Mangum on top. Classic Hits 97.7.
Everyone wants to be on a winning team. That's why Great Plains Bank is a proud supporter of the Tigers. No matter what life may throw at you, Great Plains Bank has the play drawn up, and we're ready to go into overtime to win your business. What makes Great Plains Bank different is that we will make the extra push to get you to the goal line. When it comes to your family's finances, every play counts. So pick a teammate you can trust. We want you on our team because with customers like you, we are greater together. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Wondering how Western Oklahoma State College can fit into your future? With 25 degree options and more than 20 student organizations, it's easy to join the Pioneer family. Western offers classes online and on campus, making it simple to fit an education into your schedule. Western's tuition is less than half of a four-year university's and offers many scholarship opportunities. To find out more about how your future is brighter at Western, visit wosc.edu.
All right, let's go back and document that play that ended inning number 4. First of all, what a great catch by J.J. Ellis out in short right field to make the catch over his shoulder, then turns, fires a strike to Alec Minard at home plate, who Alan Meyer said put the tag on Brett Perry as he went by. And Mike went arguing that call. He said that there's no way that Meyer could have seen whether the tag was made or not because he was behind the play. So that was Mike's argument on that. And he asked for help from the birthday boy, Tyson Morley, and Morley said no, the tag was made. By the way, Casey Paxton texting, wanting to know which side of the radio and or computer dial he is listening to, and I said it for the preacher boy, the backside. So thank you for asking, Casey. We appreciate it. As we go to inning number 5, here's Kane Duff, and Duff going to get drilled with a pitch. Colton Laughlin saying he stuck his arm out there, Mr. Umpire. Alan Meyer going to take off his mask and have a conversation with Colton and also with Sean Booth, and I think he's telling Sean to tell his pitcher to shh, be quiet. So Duff hit by a pitch. We saw him get conked on the coconut Friday night against Navajo. This one just on the elbow, and he's aboard to begin the 5th inning. Kane on the afternoon, 0 for 1 officially. He has got an RBI. He's hit a sacrifice fly. Brooks Cross trying to get a call there, not going to get it. Actually, he singled, didn't he? No, that was a single on RBI. It was not a sacrifice fly. So 1 for 1, hit by a pitch. And also struck out. Speaking of strikes, there's a cold strike on Cole Moore. The count on Cole 0-1. Moore has singled and struck out. He is 1 for 2. Moore hits this one foul on the right side, and it's 0-2. Go back to the play that ended that inning, though. J.J. Ellis, wow, what a great catch over the shoulder, battling the wind and all the other elements, and then being able to gather himself to be able to throw a strike to Minard. And the tag was made second time this afternoon that we see the guy called out because he did not, as they say, get down. Ground ball to short, knocked down by McAlexander. He'll flip to second in time for the force play. What a nice play by Chet McAlexander. He'll get Duff by a step on the fielder's choice that goes 6-4. Ball hit hard by Moore, and he runs well. McAlexander said, there's no way you're going to be able to make a play at first base. And threw a strike to Scott covering second base for the first out of the inning. One gone now. Runner at first. That's Cole Moore. And here's Tanner Emerson. Emerson 0 for 1 with a walk. Tanner, little looping line drive to McAlexander. Jet going to set fire back to first, but scrambling back is Moore. 2 gone now. So Emerson hit it hard, but he hit it right at Jet McAlexander for the second out of the inning. Here's Drew Duff. Drew, 0 for 2. He struck out looking and rolled into a fielder's choice. 2 gone now. Over at first base, Cole Moore, who runs well. Time going to be taken here. We're going to have commercials when the inning's over? Yep. Oh, all right then. I always like it when I have a producer engineer and it's a fox. First pitch on the way here, cold strike. And it's 0-1 on Drew Duff. We play here in inning number 5. Goodman going on 4-3 our score. Short lead by Moore. 0-1 pitch, curveball, a little bit inside for ball 1. 1-1 now on Duff. Laughlin throw over to first base, and again, Moore not straying too far away from the bag. And when you represent the possible tying run, you're in the 5th inning with 2 gone. You're not going to try to be a hero. There's a shot into right field that will fall in front of Rogers. Now he'll bobble the ball. Moore at third base, and that'll put runners at first and third with 2 gone. So again, 2-out rally for Hobart. They were unsuccessful in the 4th inning, but come up with a couple of runs in the 3rd. Runners at first and third here. That's Moore at third. Drew Duff at first base. And Shoffley due up here. So we're going to get a pitching change, apparently. Nope, we didn't get a pitching change. We got a fielder's change. Luke Rogers will leave the field. What number did you get? Leighton Ketchum, is that 44 out there and right? Okay, so Leighton Ketchum, the new right fielder for Mangum. And it has been a struggle this afternoon for Luke Rogers. Chana Norcross Straub checking us out. Going to have you alongside. She says, go Bearcats. Make sure we got everybody. I think we've hit everybody that said hello to us. So, well, got to keep the masses happy, right? So Shoffley, an opportunity to get his club back to square one. Runners at first and third, 2 going. Caton has struck out and flied out. He's 0 for 2. First pitch swinging here. Misses, and it's 0-1. Drew Duff at first. Cole Moore is at third. A little added pressure on the guy behind home plate. Got to make sure you knock down everything and keep it out in front because we talked about Cole Moore runs extremely well. There's a ground ball knocked down by Lopez. Henry will set fire to first in time for the 3rd out of the inning. And a good job by Mangum to escape. No runs in the frame. No runs. 1 hit. There was a hit batter and a couple of runners left on board. We've played 4.5, 4-3. Mangum in front of Hobart on Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s and the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick as they may be hiring. Farmers and ranchers need feed or supplies? 4E Feed and Supply in Mangum is farm-owned, so they understand your needs for the farm and ranch. They feature bulk feeds for pickup or they'll deliver. Great brands coupled with fast, friendly service. They have gates and panels, vet supplies, and show feeds too. 4E Feed and Supply supports Greer County school sports and ag activities. 425 East Lincoln in Mangum.
Things are jumping for April this year at Flowers Unlimited in Mangum. Promise on Easter weekend, so remember guys, rent your tuxes now so you're ready to go and get the ladies' wristlets ordered in fresh or silk flowers. Ladies, get your date corsage at Flowers Unlimited. And if you're serving Easter dinner, why not feature a beautiful floral centerpiece on your dining table? And last but not least, send Easter lilies to those you love. All from Flowers Unlimited in Mangum. Call Flowers Unlimited today at 782-2122. That's 782-2122.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the fifth inning, and numbers 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Tigers as they lead 4-3. On a windy Tuesday. I'll gladly pay you Thursday for a hamburger today. We're trending really old there, and I'm afraid some of the millennials have no idea what we're talking about. First pitch to McAlexander outside for a ball, 1-0 on Jet. He has singled both times to the plate and has been left stranded. 2 for 2 in the ballgame. Heading the count here, 1-0. 1-0 offering on the way. Inside for a ball. And the count now 2-0 on McAlexander. Next time William Dickey has a watch party, I want to get invited. 2-0 pitch. McAlexander whacks it into left field and over the head as that will go all the way to the wall. That was kind of misplayed out there by Tanner Emerson, and winding up at second base will be Chad McAlexander. I don't know that you can go E7 on that one. That ball hit hard, and it just kind of got on Emerson before he was able to react. It was up over his head. So McAlexander in scoring position now for Jalen Warner. Warner in the ballgame. He's got a single, got caught stealing, and picked up an RBI his last time around with a sacrifice fly to center field. And now we're going to get a conversation between Alan Meyer and Tyson Morley. And I wonder what this is all about. Alec Meinert. All right, apparently they appealed and might have said that McAlexander missed first base. May have been Alec Meinert that tried that because he took his helmet off. Kind of had that, well, I sure hope this goes my way, Dad. If not, I'm in trouble look on his face. First pitch downstairs to Warner. Taken for a ball, and the count 1-0 on Jalen. 3 in the first for Mangum. 1 more in the third, and they lead at 4-3. It has been an up and down afternoon with the big left-hander, Luke Hollister. 1-0 pitch. A little bit low for ball 2, 2-0. Again, I don't think the location was the problem. It was just that it was too low in the zone. 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike, and it's 2-1 on Warner. Oh, I see what you've done now. Okay, I'm now I understand what you were loading up there. The scoreboard. McAlexander at second, nobody out. 2-1 pitch here to Warner, knocked down by Meinert. The count now 3-1. Well, that's because Barnes can't do a scoreboard talk, keep his book, and mess up the equipment. Something has to give. You just, like I told him at DHS, can't do all these things. Something has to give. So a runner out at second base. Nobody out here in the fifth, and the 3-1 offering on the way. Whacked into left field. Emerson going back, still going back. It's over his head and up against the wall. Scoring easily from second base will be McAlexander. Taking his place there will be Jalen Warner. Stand-up double here in inning number 5 for Warner. And Mangum on top now by a score of 5-3. And again, with the wind blowing that way, no opportunity at all for Emerson to get back and make any kind of play on the baseball. Colt Allison going to come in and make a pitching change here. Is done on the bump for the afternoon will be Luke Hollister. Gets a handshake and a slap on the back from his opponent, Jalen Warner, as he heads to center field. So a pitching change being made, defensive changes as well. We'll have those for you when we come back on Classic Hits 97.7.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Great tasting hamburgers and Rex Chicken are the mainstays at Melvin's Drive-In in Mangum, but their menu includes so much more. And they're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 till 2, and Tuesday nights, 5 to 8. And now they cater, too. Enjoy Melvin's soon. Call 782-3711. New owners Steve and Susan Kyle.
Buy your Mangum Tiger Spirit clothing from locally owned CJ's Tiger Specialty Shop, where you'll find the best selection, quality, and the lowest prices. Greer County items, too. They'll design something especially for your group. CJ's is your one-stop Mangum School Spirit Shop, 1 block south of the high school, Mangum, Oklahoma.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
One of the great things about baseball, if you keep a scorecard or keep something to keep track of players and whatnot, you get to draw lines and arrows and everything else. And so I'll let you do that right now. Luke Hollister goes from the mound out to center field. Clay Funkhauser will move to, where did you tell me he moved to? He went to right field. All right. So Funkhauser to right. And J.J. Ellis now is the new pitcher for Hobart. First pitch inside to his opposite number, Colton Laughlin, and the count 1-0 on Colton. Out at second base, Jalen Warner. Nobody out here in inning number 5, and Mangum has pushed one across to the frame. Late on that pitch, sweeping curveball. Colton Laughlin, count level at 1-1. Brooks Cross waiting in the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch on the way here. High for ball 2, 2-1. We looked out there at the defensive alignment, and Kane Duff, who is still at shortstop, he's bird-dogging McAlexander. There's a huge hole on that left side if Laughlin can find it. Cole Moore is hugging the bag over at third base, and when you look out there and you see Duff out behind second base, I mean, that's the proverbial you could drive a truck through that hole. And there's a ground ball right to that hole. That was, boy, you can see that one coming. That'll drive in. Warner from second base, and Mangum now leads it 6-3. I mean, that was shooting fish in a barrel time there. No, I did not know that. Chad Augustine letting us know. Mangum leading in the bottom of the third, 13-3. Chad, thank you. We appreciate that. Mangum leading here 6-3. As Colton Laughlin just taking advantage of that huge gap over there on the left side, give him an RBI single. He's at first with nobody on. Here's Brooks Cross. Brooks on the afternoon, 0 for 2. He struck out to end the first and popped out to second in inning number 3. Still nobody out. Cross, line shot, base hit, left field. Giving chase is Emerson. Tanner will get it and fire it in quickly to the infield and hold Laughlin at second base. But, boy, suddenly, Mangum taking a page from Casey and the Sunshine Band, and they put on their hitting shoes. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. 6-3 game. And Leighton Ketchum will bat for the first time this afternoon. Leighton replacing Luke Rogers out in right field. So let's see what Mike Went decides to do with Ketchum here. Runners at first and second, nobody out. His club up 6-3. Shoffley in on the grass over at third. Ketchum looks at a strike, and it's 0-1 on Leighton. You just tell by the body language out there, Alec, or rather, Luke Hollister is really disappointed as he's now out in center field. Ketchum takes a ball. Count 1-0 on Leighton. Takes a strike. Ellis ahead in the count, 1-2. So Ellis in desperate need of a strikeout here. Nobody out in the inning. Runners at first and second. And the 0-2 pitch. Boy, Ketchum just got a piece of it. Able to foul it off. It'll stay at 1-2 on Layton. One-two pitch now on the way. Outside for ball, 2-2. So good job by Layton Ketchum. Battle back from that 0-2 count. 2-2 on the way here. High and outside for ball 3 in the count full, 3-2. Now you get to decide if you want to be a manager. Nobody out in this fifth inning. You're up by 3. Runners at first and second. And a payoff pitch on the way here. The runners will stay put and the bases are loaded. Boy, Ellis throwing hard, but having a hard time finding home plate. So Ketchum will go to first. Cross to second. Laughlin at third. Still nobody out for Skyler Scott. Skyler had a tough afternoon so far. He has struck out twice. 0 for 2. Would love to put a dent in the scoreboard right now. First pitch to Scott. Swing and a miss. May have gotten a piece of it. 1-2 or 0-1. Minard held on to the ball. Shoffley in on the grass over at third base. Sun right in his face. Boy, I tell you what, I got to be brave over there. High and outside. Ellis levels the count at 1-1 on Skyler Scott. And boy, I tell you what, waiting in the on-deck circle is Brett Perry, and he has been scolding the baseball. And Ellis desperately needs an out right now. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Scott late on that one. 1-2. Even with a bag over at third is Moore, and double play depth through the middle of the infield for Trey Jones and Kane Duff at second and short, respectively. 1-2 pitch on the way to Scott. Skyler looks at an off-speed pitch down low for a ball, 2-2. Well, if you're Skyler Scott, you got to be sitting on something right now because you know J.J. Ellis does not want to run the count full here. So swing and a miss. Fastball ticked into the glove of Minard. Alec holds on to it for out number 1. Scott 0 for 3. He has struck out all 3 times. And back to the top, Brett Perry. Perry, no official at-bats in the ball game. He's 0 for 1. He reached on an error his first time around, struck out looking in the second, and then walked in the fourth and was part of that bang-bang double play to end the inning. Perry, first pitch swinging here, tries to go the opposite way, fouls it out of play. It's 0-1. Laughlin at third, Cross at second, Layton Ketchum at first. Keep talking about Shoffley on the grass over at first base. He's still there with a left-handed hitter looking right at him. 0-1 pitch, upstairs for a ball. The count 1-1 now on Brett Perry. Keeping balls and strikes too. Look at you, man. You know, they're going to expect this kind of stuff. And then they're gonna eviscerate me on the internet. 1-1 pitch here. Whacked foul. And it's 1-2, and some laughter there. Casey Kroom at his advanced age does not have the moves that he once did, and his relative nearly took his off. Big smile. Count 1-2 on Perry. You'll have to shorten up a little bit here. Pitch on the way. Outside. Goes back to the screen. Rolls up the screen. And scoring easily will be Laughlin from third base. That's one of the things. You never know how the ball is going to come off that screen. And there it rolled up the screen. And the wild pitch allowing Laughlin to score. Cross goes to third. And now it's second base. You'll find Ketchum. And the count even at 2-2 on Brett Perry. Infield now in on the grass. Perry, high fly ball right field. Looking up and making the catch on the warning track will be the left-hander. He'll fire it to home. It'll score Cross. Now the ball gets away. An inadvertent play there, and safe at home will be Warner. Well, wheels falling off on that particular play there for Hobart. cross scoring easily. And then the ball flipped around on the infield, and folks not paying attention, and it cost Hobart another run, and just like that, it's a 9-3 ball game. So a sacrifice fly for Perry, give him an RBI, just one. Then second run, not an RBI. He doesn't care. His club now leading 9-3. Henry Lopez will step in. Lopez on the ball game is 2 for 2. Couple of runs scored, and he has walked. Looks at the pitch downstairs for a ball. 1-0 on Henry. 1-0 pitch. Lopez, high fly ball left field. Going back is Emerson, still going back, and he looks up, and this one is off the base of the wall. Henry on his way to second base, and he's there standing up with a double. 2 gone here in inning number 5. Henry may have hit that one too hard. He got it up in the jet stream, and it may have had a little top-hand spin on it, and didn't quite get out of here, hit the base of the wall. And again, like Tanner Emerson, it's just been a tough afternoon for him. He's tried to chase one ball after another. He just can't get deep enough. At some point, he may just set up shop there on the warning track. Here's Sean Booth. Booth hitting with 2 gone. First pitch swinging, ground ball. Moore at third base has the ball get away from him. And everybody going to be safe. An error on Cole Moore. Sean Booth hit it hard. Moore had it roll up his chest. He fired behind Lopez at first base in hopes of getting Henry leaning off the bag, but couldn't get it done. So Mangum batting around here in inning number 5. Runners at first and second. Jet McAlexander will step in. McAlexander 3 for 3, pair of singles, double, and a run scored. Lopez at second, Booth at first. 2 gone here in inning number 5. Mangum has pushed across 5 in the inning. Five hits in the ball in the frame as well. And an official error and one unofficial against Hobart in the frame too. Jet takes inside. Well, they called it a strike, didn't they? So he took it on the inside half of the plate for strike. 0-1 on McAlexander. 0-1 pitch to Jet. Outside for a ball. 1-1. Ellis continues to throw hard, but not a lot of movement on the pitch, and Mangum has been able to catch up with it. 1-1 here. Down in the dirt, picked nicely on the backhand by Alec Minert. 2-1 now on McAlexander, and again, hitters count. Runners at first and second, just 1 gone. And Ellis got to be around home plate. 2-1 pitch. Jet had a notion. Found it out of play behind the screen, and the count now 2-2. You know, and I've been watching Alec Minert all afternoon long, and there's just something not right with him. He just, you don't know if he doesn't feel well, if he's battling an injury, but you can just kind of tell Alec does not seem like he is on his best ball game. 2-2 pitch on the way here. McAlexander had a notion. Took it for a ball. That'll run the count full at 3-2. Yes, please erase that because that's my paperwork. So the runner's off with the pitch here. 3-2 offering. Rolled on the ground again. Huge gap out there between short and third, and scoring easily from second base will be Henry Lopez. So Lopez comes around to score. RBI single there for McAlexander. Jet 4 for 4 in the ball game. Taking second on the play will be Booth. And here comes Jalen Warner. And that is the second time we've seen the shortstop, Kane Duff, bird dogging a runner at second base, and Moore even with a bag at third. And again, that proverbial you could drive a truck through the hole over there on that left side. Warner looks at one outside for a ball. Count on Jalen is 1-0. Warner 2 for 2 with a run scored. Couple of RBI as well. 1-0 pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-0 now on Warner. Mangum has sent 10 batters to the plate here in the inning. 2-0 pitch, actually 11 now, and it's 3-0. And Jalen Warner wanting to swing the bat desperately, but I think Mike Wentz said, you better take all the way here. 3-0 pitch. He is. It's a called strike. It's 3-1. And Warner's thinking, man, I could have hit that one out of here, Coach. Runners at first and second, 2 going in the 5th. And the 2-1 pitch to Warner. Jalen looks at ball 4. And the bases will go loaded once again for Mangum. Bases loaded, 1 gone. Laughlin takes a strike, and it's 0-1 on Colton. Colton has struck out, walked, and has singled, drove in a run, and scored in this inning. 10-3 ball game. Warner pops this one up behind shortstop, and Duff going out, and Moy has to reach and make the play, but does for out number 3, and finally the frame will come to a close. But not before Mangum comes up with, 6 runs in the inning. 6 runs in the inning for the Tigers. We'll count the hits and the errors and all that stuff because there's so many. I'm running out of fingers. We're back after this. Mangum on top 10-3. It's Classic Hits 97.7.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Steve Martin support high school sports. Mickey and Steve offer insurance for property, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Phone 580-782-3827.
Bring hope and peace to a child. Young children of all ages need homes. Please consider opening your loving home to a child in need. Children deserve to grow up in a loving, caring family. We have the services and community connections that can help foster families succeed. Contact your local youth service agency at 580-726-3383 for more details. Abused and neglected children are Oklahoma's most vulnerable population. Help is needed now. Great Plains Youth and Family Services is a proud sponsor of today's broadcast.
Everyone wants to be on a winning team. That's why Great Plains Bank is a proud supporter of the Tigers. No matter what life may throw at you, Great Plains Bank has the play drawn up, and we're ready to go into overtime to win your business. What makes Great Plains Bank different is that we will make the extra push to get you to the goal line. When it comes to your family's finances, every play counts. So pick a teammate you can trust. We want you on our team because with customers like you, we are greater together. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Give you the numbers on that 5th inning for the Tigers. 6 runs, 6 hits. There was an error, and the bases left loaded again by Mike Wynn's team. That will be the second time of the afternoon. They have left 8 on base, still scored 10 runs. And we go to the top of the 6th. Mangum on top 10-3. It'll be the top of the order. Clay Funkhauser, and Trey Jones, and Luke Hoddeser due up here against Colton Laughlin. 1 run in inning number 1. Funkhauser scored it. 2 more in the 3rd for Hobart. And Laughlin doing what you do with a 7-run lead, starting the leadoff batter with a strike, and a count 0-1 on Funkhauser. Clay doubled and scored that first time around since he has struck out and flied out. Hits this one off the end of the bat, foul it out of play, and that'll run the count to 0-2. Laughlin just got to sit back, throw strikes, let his defense go to work for him. Funkhauser trying to get something going on here. Fastball outside for a ball, 1-2. By the way, Chad Augustine tells us Mangum winning 14-3. So congratulations to Richard Carney and the Lady Tigers getting hot late in the season as they need to. Line shot towards right field, and Ketchum had a bounce in front of him. I don't know that Layton got a good beat on that ball. He's looking right back into the sun, and by the time he located it, did a good job of just keeping it in front of him and not doing any further damage. So leadoff runner aboard here in inning number 6 for Hobart. There's Trey Jones. Jones singled his last time around. He's 1 for 3. He's popped to second, fly to center. Funkhauser. He'll chase him back, and again, a couple of things come to mind. Number one, it's a 7-run ball game. You're in the top half of inning number 6. You can't make up all 7 by yourself, and if you're the pitcher, he can't make up all 7 by himself. That one's off the fist. Good job of fighting it off there by Jones, and the count on Trey is 0-1. You hear NFL coaches talk about distractions all the time, and sometimes with a 7-run lead late in the ball game, a single base runner can be a distraction for a pitcher and the defense. There goes the runner. The throw going to be low and not in time. Stolen base for Funkhauser. So Clay trying to get something going here in the 6th for his ball club, and you like his efforts. But again, if you're Colton Laughlin, just go to work on the guy at home plate. Count level at 1-1 on Trey Jones. Shadows beginning to creep across home plate. Just make it a little bit difficult for the hitter to pick up the baseball. Well, good job there. Jones fighting off a tough pitch and making sure that the bench jockeys over there in front of the first base dugout from Hobart are awake. Better have your head on a swivel if you come to the ballpark, no matter where you are, no matter what your role is. Friday night over there at Hobart, there was some, according to Bill Coffin, I never saw it, so sometimes we take things what Bill says with a grain of salt, but he said balls were coming through the netting there. 1-2 pitch, curveball. Boy, good job of fighting it out by Jones. Flipped to first base by Scott for 1 out. And advancing to third will be Funkhauser, but a good job there. And it's kind of what we talk about, a 7-run lead. A good job there by Mangum to get the out at first base. You give up the advancement from second to third by Funkhauser, but you get the out. 1 going down for Luke Hollister. Hollister on the afternoon, 1 for 3. He singled his last time around. Actually, he's 2 for 3. I'm sorry. Singled his last 2 times. Took a hack there. Tipped it foul, and it's 0-1. Luke reached on an error in the first, singled and scored in the third, and singled and was left stranded in the fourth. So 2 for 3 on the ball game with a run scored for Hollister. Meyer is trying to shake that one off. It got the top of the mask on the foul tip. I could have hit him, Howard, but he kept moving away. Luke looks at one inside for a ball. 1-1 now on Hollister. Down at first base, or third base rather, Clay Funkhauser. He's there with 1 gone. Mangum on top, 10-3. One pitch on the way here from Laughlin, rolled foul on the right side, and the count 1-2 on Luke. This one kind of has come to a grinding halt. It was moving along pretty briskly. Look at the fielders. You can tell that it's a grinding halt. Hollister whacks one into center field. That'll be a base hit and an RBI. And it'll make it a 10-4 ball game. Boy, Hollister hit that ball hard. Give him an RBI single, his 3rd hit of the afternoon. And it'll bring Luke Meitert to the plate, or Alec Meitert to the plate, I'm sorry. Meitert in the ball game has walked, singled and scored, and grounded to short. 1 for 2 officially. So the single, the stolen base. Funkhauser moving to third on the fielder's choice, and then scoring easily on the line shot to center field. Meitert looks at a strike, 0-1 on Alec. Laughlin trying to get out of the inning with no further damage. He's got 1 going. Here's the pitch to Alec. Ground ball to second. Knocked down by Scott. He'll flip to McAlexander. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Ball hit hard. Scotter had his vision blocked a little bit by Tyson Morley, the field umpire. And I'm not so sure it didn't get just a little bit of Tyson as it went by. So a good play by Scotter just to get the force at second base. Hollister is retired on the fielder's choice, 4-6. Minard over at first with 2 going. And here's Kane Duff. Duff hit by pitches last time around. He is singled, drove in a run, and struck out 1 for 2 in the ballgame. 10-4 contest. Mangum on top here in the 6th. Duff looks at a sweeping curveball that'll level the count at 1-1. Kane took a ball that first pitch from Colton Laughlin. One offering on the way. There goes the runner. Pitches a called strike, and Scott makes the catch. As sliding in headfirst with the stolen base is Alec Minard. He's in scoring position with 2 going. But the count now 1-2 on Kane. Minard picking a good pitch to go on. It was an off-speed pitch. Curveball that was the inner half of the plate. Booth makes the catch and kind of has a body there that he's got to throw around in Kane Duff. Laughlin ahead in the count here, 1-2, run around at second. He'll come set, and the pitch on the way. Upstairs for a ball, 2-2. Was trying to get Duff to chase on that one. A good job by Kane not to go after it. 2-2 count now on the shortstop from Hobart. Laughlin's pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. And out of the inning, Colton Laughlin will go. He did give up a run in the frame. 1 run in the inning on a couple of hits. There were no errors. And a runner left on board. We have played 5.5. Mangum leads it 10-4 here on Classic Hits 97.7.
333 Dental Care in Mangum is the dental practice of Dr. Dustin Lively. His experience, skill, and compassion go hand in hand when providing exceptional, up-to-date patient care. Dr. Lively and his team of professionals are proud to help you with the best dental care possible, along with preventive care that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. Call 580-782-2552 or visit the team at 333 Dental Care. They support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
The Castle Insurance Agency of Mangum is celebrating 80 years in business and 4 decades of Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger graduates. The Castle Insurance Agency has had and will continue to have a long-term commitment to support Mangum students on the field and off the field. For auto, home, farm, bonds, crop, oil field, or commercial insurance, please call or stop by the Castle Insurance Agency, 122 South Pennsylvania in Mangum. Call 782-3049. That's 782-3049. The Castle Insurance Agency of Mangum. Travis Septic Tank Service can handle everything related to septic tank maintenance and cleaning, including commercial applications. Call Travis Septic Tank Services at 580-782-2384. That's 782-2384. Travis says, go Mangum Tigers.
Taking care of your family is easy and convenient at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum. Located at 114 South Lewis Tittle in Mangum, Dr. Lonnie Perryman and nurse practitioner Patty Burks provide a comprehensive, full-service family practice, including care for children and adults, including geriatrics. Call 782-3393 for appointments at the JCMH Family Care Medical Clinic in Mangum.
All right, here we go. In the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Brooks Cross, along with Leighton Ketchum and Skyler Scott, due up for the Tigers as they lead it 10-4. Brooks in the ball game is 1 for 3 with a run scored. Looks at a strike here, and a count 0-1 on Brooks. He struck out to end the 3rd, popped out in the 3rd, and then singled and scored in inning number 5. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2 now. And looking a little bit more comfortable on the mound so far this inning, J.J. Ellis. 0-2 pitch from Ellis. Lifted high in the air towards left. Emerson going back, still going back, and this one is off the fence. And Cross just missing a home run by an eyelash. Stand-up double to begin the 6th inning. And again, you got a feel out there for Tanner Emerson. Mangum has hit a bushel basket full of baseballs that way, and he continues to go deeper, and there just simply ran out of real estate, was on the warning track, reached up, but couldn't haul in the baseball. So Leighton Ketchum now will come to the plate. Ketchum walked and scored in his only plate appearance. He was a defensive replacement out in right field for the Tigers and Luke Rogers. Fouls this one back to the screen, 0-1 on Ketchum. Yeah, there's a brand new infield out there now for Colt Allison. He looks like maybe there's that Simon Chilamani over there at third. Cole Moore out at short. And it's not Cole, is it? Got a new first baseman as well. Pitch downstairs to Leighton Ketchum, 1-1. Coach Allison, one of those guys that, you know what? You don't put forth maximum effort, he'll find a place for you. Next to him. Ketchum couldn't catch up with that. The count on Leighton now 1-2. Skyler Scott waiting in the on-deck circle. It has been a tough afternoon for Skyler at the plate, and so he's eager to get an opportunity here in inning number 6. Cross out at second, nobody out rather. Pitch downstairs, bounces out in front of home plate off of Meinert's mask, and it allows Brooks to go to third base and runs the count to 2-2 on Leighton Ketchum. That one fouled out of play, and the count 2-2 still. You said it's Tyler Stricker? Yep. All right, Tyler Stricker out there in left field, and he victimized by his predecessor, just simply running out of room on fly balls that the wind just keeps pushing. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Ketchum swinging a miss, going on strikes. Leighton down. First out of the inning for Hobart. And here comes Skyler Scott. Scott wearing the color on the afternoon, 0 for 3. Skyler, we noticed in the on-deck circle, was stretching. Like his groin had presented a problem for him on that backhand double play that he tried to make. And again, you look at him, and he doesn't look comfortable at all. Swinging a miss here, 0-1. Hobart, by the way, bringing that young infield in now to try to cut down a run at home plate with less than 2 outs. 0-1 pitch. Fastball right on by Skyler Scott, 0-2. Skyler now needing to shorten up and make contact somewhere. 3 in the first for Mangum, 1 more in the third, and then 6th in the 5th. They lead 10-4. Scott fouls this one back behind home plate. And it's still 0-2. Enjoying the commentary from the Hobart dugout. 0-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. The count 1-2. Brett Perry looming in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 1-2 pitch on the way here to Skyler. Outside for a ball, 2-2. Runner at third base since Brooks Cross. 1 gone here in inning number 6. Skyler Scott trying to get that run home. Pitch down in the dirt, knocked down inadvertently by Meinert's body, and the count now 3-2 on Scott. (10-4) ball game. Mangum leading. Trying to solidify their ranking in the top 10. Cold strike 3. Skyler Scott has struck out 4 times here this afternoon. 2 gone now to Brett Perry. Perry hit the ball a ton his last time around, but right into the teeth of the wind. It turned out to be a sacrifice fly. But then Hobart kicked the ball around, and another run came in to score. Brett, first pitch swinging, pops it up behind us, out of play. 0-1 on Perry. Brett reached on an error in the first, struck out to end the second, walked in the fourth, and hit that sacrifice and got an RBI and inning ago. 2 gone here in inning number 6. 0-1 pitch from J.J. Ellis to Brett Perry. Outside for a ball, the count level at 1-1. Yeah, I think the state slow pitch softball tournament is set for May 1st. I mean, it's going to get here. Pitch inside for a ball, 2-1. And then the baseball state tournament's like just a few days behind that, so. And not a lot of season left. 2-1 pitch to Perry. Brett takes a strike, and it's 2-2 on Brett. So Ellis, pitch away from getting out of the inning and leaving that runner stranded. Brooks Cross over third base. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Lifted foul and out of play, I think. Wind should push that one out of play, and it does. And it's still 2-2. Good effort nonetheless by Hobart defensively. So the count 2-2 on Brett Perry. As we mentioned, this one getting kind of quiet late in the ballgame. 2-2 pitch. Perry up at his eyes, pops it up on the infield. Calling for it is the first baseman, makes the catch for out number 3. And a good piece of pitching there by J.J. Ellis as he gave up the leadoff double, but the left runner stranded over at third base. So Mangum comes up empty in their half with a 6, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left on board. We've played 6, Tigers 10, Bearcats 4, Classic Hits 97.7.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
What does it mean to be a Mangum Tiger, you ask? Well, we are one town, one school, and one family. We may be a small town, but we have big dreams and a bright future ahead of us. This is Lori Laughlin from Stockman's Bank, member FDIC, and we are so proud to support the Mangum Tigers.
Mangum Oil and Gas at 1306 North Lewis Tittle offers so many services. From fuel at the C-store to the self-serve car wash, getting propane bottles filled or propane delivered to the home and farm, even U-Haul services. It's no wonder so many folks head to Mangum Oil and Gas, where they say, "Go Tigers."
Well, due up in the inning for Hobart is Cole Moore, Tanner Emerson, and Drew Duff, but we will probably see some different batters, and indeed, looks like Simon Chulamani will lead it off here in inning number 7 for the Bearcats. Chulamani inserted into the lineup in Cole Moore's position. Cole had played third base. Simon came in defensively in the bottom half of inning number 6. Is that your phone? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's kind of a different sound. So Chulamani will bat for the first time here this afternoon. His club down 10-4. We play in the top half of inning number 7. Colton Laughlin trying to come up with the complete game victory for the Tigers. Chulamani takes high and out of the zone. And the count on Simon is 1-0. One-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1. Simon, one of those guys that when you see him with his football uniform on and his pads and everything else, he kind of looks like a fire plug, but certainly not in his baseball uniform. 1-1 pitch. A little bit outside. 2-1. We've seen him the last couple of years doing Mangum football, and well, he is fast. We know that. 2-1 pitch. Chulamani swinging a miss. 2-2 now on Simon. Mangum looking for their 21st win of the year in 25 starts. 2-2 pitch on the way here. Little ground ball. McAlexander's going to have to come in. We talk about the speed of Chulamani, and he's not going to get him. No way. Simon beats that. Not even close. Yeah, and as I said, Chulamani can absolutely fly, and he showed it right there. Hit that one off the shoe tops, and Jet had to come a long way for it. And he was not going to get there anywhere close on time. So leadoff infield single for Chulamani to begin the 7th inning. Here is Tyler Stricker. Stricker batting in the place of Tanner Emerson. I like the gold hat that he has. Trying to bunt his way on board. And that went up over our heads, as you can hear. The count on Tanner, 0-1. That was one of the things that I loved last Friday doing the bowl games over at Hobart. Tyler 0-1. But doing those bowl games at Hobart on Friday is that foul balls would be hit, and because of the overhang, folks couldn't tell where they would go, and they'd be up in the air for quite a while. Then bang! All of a sudden they'd hit the overhang, and people were spilling their popcorn left and right. Quick throw over there, Chillicothe back safely. What was even better, though, is the concession stand there at Hobart. They can't see anything, and there were times where foul balls would plunk on top of that building, and it really would shake things up. Again, Stricker tries to bunt, and again, foul for Tyler, and it's 0-2. Chillicothe at first, nobody out here in inning number 7. Drew Duff waiting in the on-deck circle as he will hit in the frame. Oh, 2 pitch on the way to Stricker. There goes the runner, swing and a miss. Throw down, not in time as it gets into center field. Uh-oh, Chillicothe had designs on going to third. Now they throw behind him. Ball gets away, but fielded nicely by Sean Booth, and there is one gone. So Emerson gone on strikes. Stolen base for Chillicothe. He's at second with one gone. And if you're a coach, you're kind of saying to yourself, really? 10-4 ball game, top of the 7th inning, we're that close to getting the win, and we're doing this? Chillicothe, no doubt, challenging the manhood there of the defense for Mangum. Coach Allison going to come down the line and have a conversation with Alan Meyer. And I believe it had something to do with Stricker at the plate and the throw down. And Colt is looking for anything he can to break the rhythm. Now he's going to go over and talk to Mike Wint about it. Meantime, Drew Duff will go ahead and hit. Duff on the afternoon. 1 for 3. Swing and a miss here. 0-1 on Drew. He struck out looking in the second, rolled into a fielder's choice in the third, and then singled in the 5th. And it getting to be that time of the night, or the evening, I should say, a little bit hard to see. Is that's a cloud cover. Light's not on yet. They wouldn't have any effect if they did come on. And when you have 58-year-old eyes, you don't always pick things up real well, although we could see that curveball. Alan Meyer might have missed it. That looked like a strike. And the count level at 1-1. Oh, I love Alan, known him a long time. And if I said that to him face to face, he'd go, no, it's a ball all the way. I've known Alan. I know his response. What Duff tied up on that one. Drew couldn't make up his mind if he wanted to swing or not. The curveball just had him tied in knots, and he took a little half swing at it, and it's 1-2. Same kind of swing, actually, that Chillicothe took to get the infield single. Drew runs well, but I don't know if he runs as well as Chillicothe. Duff fouls that one back behind us. And the count will stay 1-2 on Drew. And again, this one has gotten kind of to a snail's pace. It was a well-played ball game, and it was tight, and suddenly Mangum blows it open, and now it's just becoming a grind late in the ball game. 1-2 pitch on the way here, popped up on the infield, and now it drifts into foul territory where Sean Booth will make the play for out number 2. Good job by Laughlin to come off the mound and direct his catcher as to where the baseball was in foul territory and give Booth credit. He kind of made it into a routine play. So Caden Shoffley now will step in. Shoffley on the afternoon, 0 for 3. He's flied out, struck out, and grounded out. 2 gone in the 7th, and Colton Laughlin trying to close the door. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Colton. 0-1. Leadoff infield single by Simon Chulamani. He stole second base. And is now there with 2 gone here in inning number 7. 0-1 pitch. There goes Simon down to third. Throw not in time. And Chulamani with a stolen base. Henry Lopez trying to deke Simon into thinking the ball had gone into left field. And Colt Allison was right there in Simon's ear saying, don't go anywhere. He's messing with you. Count 1-1 on Shoffley. The pitch on the way here. Swing and a miss. Caden late on that one. 1-2. That move there by Henry, he comes through it by good company. As he learned it from Eagle Fixico when Henry played for Eagle in Little League. And they pulled it off a few times then, I know, because I was umpiring. Oh, how about that curveball there? Colton Laughlin wanted this strike, and Alan Meyer was already set to ring up the ball game, and he thought, nah, let's go at least another pitch. Count 2-2. That was a dandy overhand curveball, though, by Colton Laughlin. 2-2 offering on the way here. A little ground ball foul. We'll go back, Jack, and do it again. See how brave Colton is. Go back to that overhand curveball again. Chulamani over at third. 2 gone here in the 7th. And the 2-2 pitch on the way to Duff. Back this way. It'll stay 2-2. I said Duff. That's Caden Shoffley instead. Shoffley trying to keep it alive for the top of the order, and Clay Funkhauser. The fat lady's in the wings singing, but she's not. She's just simply warming up. She hasn't broken into full-fledged song. Thank you, Yogi Berra. 2-2 pitch. There is that off-speed pitch that sails high and outside for ball 3. 3-2. Laughlin payoff pitch on the way now. A little bit outside for ball 4, and the inning does continue. The ball game continues. Runners at first and third now for Funkhauser. Clay, 2 for 4 in a ball game. Double, single, has scored twice. Scored a couple of runs. Oh. Get a pinch hitter for Shoffley, or for Funkhauser. It'll be Jacob Wendell instead. Oh, now Mike Wink going to come out. And Colton Laughlin's like, no, please don't pull me out. But he is going to get pulled. So a pitching change being made, because you might have heard Chad Funk say, thanks, Alan. You didn't call a strike on that overhand curveball. Runners at first and third. 2 gone. We play in the top of the 7th. Mangum on top 10-4. And a pitching change being made. We've got it for you after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
The date for the Big Fall special sale at the Hobart Stockyards is set for Saturday, November 17th. You need wheat pasture calves, or you want to sell some calves.
Jamie's Auto Sales in Mangum specializes in reliable used vehicles. Here are a couple of examples of what's on the lot right now. Check out this GMC Sierra HD 4x4 Crew Cab SLE package 6-point gas V8 priced at $26,500. Or this 2016 Chrysler Town & Country Touring Edition fully loaded including leather, just $15,900. Now's the time to visit Jamie Turner at 129 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. He's serving your automobile experience. Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make The Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Mangum Oil and Gas at 1306 North Lewis Tittle offers so many services. From fuel at the C-store to the self-serve car wash, getting propane bottles filled or propane delivered to the home and farm, even U-Haul services. It's no wonder so many folks head to Mangum Oil and Gas, where they say, go Tigers.
Travis Septic Tank Service can handle everything related to septic tank maintenance and cleaning, including commercial applications. Call Travis Septic Tank Services at 580-782-2384. That's 782-2384. Travis says, go Mangum Tigers.
Here we go. The pitching change made now by Mike Wendt as flip-flopping positions, Colton Laughlin and Henry Lopez. Lopez has been charged with coming on and trying to nail this one down in the 7th inning. He's got runners at first and third, 2 outs in the top of the order in Jacob Wendell. 4 batted here this afternoon. Yes, Clay Funkhauser had been the batter of record prior to this. So it's righty versus lefty. Wendell batting for the first time of the ball game. First pitch from Henry. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut there for Jacob. And the count 0-1 on Wendell. And again, Mike Wynn had to tell Henry Lopez, come on, man, get in there and get an out. Let's go. Let's get done. 0-1 pitch on the way here. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. No throw. And there'll be runners at second and third with 2 going. Oklahoma City Thunder coming up at 8:30 tonight, taking on Houston. Hello! In the second to the last ball game of the regular season. Tips off at 8:30 along our network station 100.3, the Sports Animal. And 3 pitches, 3 strikes, game, set, match. Thank you for being here. Mangum wins it by a final score of 10-4 as Hobart comes up empty in their half of the 7th. No runs, a hit, a walk, no errors, and a couple of runners left on board. Final score, Mangum 10, Hobart 4. We're back with your totals on Classic Hits 97.7.
For over 4 generations, the Willis family and staff have worked to develop their skills, and with improved technologies, they can assure you of a monument that will stand the test of time. Their award-winning designers, expert stonecutters, layout artists, sandblast sculptors, and installation crew are here to serve you. Visit them online at willisgranite.com. Willis Granite Products, with locations in Granite, Oklahoma City, and Stillwater.
Things are jumping for April this year at Flowers Unlimited in Mangum. Promise on Easter weekend, so remember, guys, rent your tuxes now so you're ready to go and get the ladies' wristlets ordered in fresh or silk flowers. Ladies, get your date corsage at Flowers Unlimited. And if you're serving Easter dinner, why not feature a beautiful floral centerpiece on your dining table? And last but not least, send Easter lilies to those you love. All from Flowers Unlimited in Mangum. Call Flowers Unlimited today at 782-2122. That's 782-2122.
Everyone wants to be on a winning team. That's why Great Plains Bank is a proud supporter of the Tigers. No matter what life may throw at you, Great Plains Bank has the play drawn up, and we're ready to go into overtime to win your business. What makes Great Plains Bank different is that we will make the extra push to get you to the goal line. When it comes to your family's finances, every play counts. So pick a teammate you can trust. We want you on our team because with customers like you, we are greater together. Great Plains Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
When it comes to funeral homes, there are several to choose from. But choosing a funeral home that is locally owned offers the advantage of the local owners who are involved right here in the community, helping you during your time of need. Greer Funeral Home owners Carson and Stacy Van Zant are perfect examples of owners who offer that family-like connection that you'd expect from a friend and a neighbor. Greer Funeral Home in Mangum and Granite, providing dignity and respect.
Mangum wins it this afternoon by a final score of 10-4. 10 runs, 13 hits, and an error by the Tigers. 4 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors committed by Hobart. Mangum now 21-4 on the year. They are also, rather dubiously, the winners of the Big Bat baseball tournament. They were scheduled to play these 2 teams on Saturday, but it got washed out. And so Colt Allison brought the trophy and handed it to the players. Mike went, he's like, I don't want to accept this. This is, And so the players got it, and they took a photo together. And meantime, Colt and Mike talked at home plate. So Mangum now 21-4 on the year. They will play again on, I believe they are scheduled to play on, what is today? Today is the 9th. They will play on Thursday at the Blair tournament against Blair. And then they will play back at home on Monday against Hollis. As the regular season again continues to wind down. Meantime, Hobart sees them lose for just the 3rd time this year, and for the first time to somebody besides Vernon, Texas, as they now fall to 16-3 on the season. And Mangum will play, or rather, Hobart will play again on Thursday as they will play an Altus against the Bulldogs. That's what the schedule is calling for. A victory tonight, and as well for Richard Carney and the Mangum Lady Tigers softball team as they knocked off Hammond. And they will return to the Diamond on Monday against Carnegie, and we are scheduled to bring that bowl game to you here on Classic Hits 97.7. So for our producer-engineer, Chad Fox, I'm Michael in the Morning. Join me tomorrow morning at 6 for my show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. Michael in the Morning. Go to my Facebook page, Michael in the Morning. Like that thing and be a part of the show. 10 to 4 the victory tonight for Mangum over Hobart. Right here on your voice for Mangum Sports. We are Classic Hits 97.7.